Greetings. It is 8:27 p.m. on July 21st, and I was moved to talk about safety in relationships. More specifically, are you safe to make mistakes? Are you safe to be given the balance of grace, mercy, forgiveness, and truth in your relationships? Are you so focused on what I did, or are you more focused on the intention? Can you see my heart, even if things don't start out right? Can I collect my thoughts to be able to correct what I meant to say? If I seek help from you because I'm struggling with something, can you encourage me? Can you love me enough to say, hey, I can help you work through this? Are you committed enough and whole enough to help someone work through a struggle, especially when they are committed and faithful to you, or even need help with that? Sometimes we so focused on somebody bumped into us versus their immediate apology and not recognizing that that was not the intention to bump into you. And it's mostly hurt people who lash out because you've done something to trigger their response to react and hurt. Let's look at relationships. Let's look at intimate relationships. Let's look at male-female relationships. And let's put a scenario. You know I love you. I assume you love me. This is the scenario. And I say something that triggers a hurt response from you. You know very well it was not my intention because there was never any prior conversation to communicate that that was a trigger. In the process of getting to know one another, one must be prepared for unintentional mistakes, unintentional triggers, unintentional things that happen, and let it be water off a duck's back. Let it not be an issue. When we make everything an issue, that doesn't have to be an issue. We are deepening the gap of hurt and pushing away love and real intimacy and the security and safety to make mistakes. The more you lash out at somebody, the less they will feel safe to communicate with you. And it is amazing how so often the victim wants to manipulate the situation. I apologize. The victimizer or the attacking party wants to be quick to manipulate the situation and play victim when things are addressed. And I'm not saying this always happens, but this is a frequent occurrence in hurting people that do not allow the safety of communication on delicate matters to be worked through. And if you can't talk through situations and work through situations and give a sounding board for each person to be heard, and even if you need to take a break, hey, let's come back at this and let's get some resolve to it. And if the shutdowns happen, the resolve never is going to occur. And the more we run from the situation, the less we have closure or remedy for the situation. Communication is key in relationships. Throwing up things that are hurtful, that are known to be hurtful, is not speaking, I rock with you, I with you, which is a new slang term. I love you, I'm with you, I care about you, I have feelings for you, I have concern about your well-being mentally. It does not communicate that. When the first reaction is to retaliate versus to seek understanding, then was there ever any of that really in the relationship? The care, the concern, I rock with you, we a team. Is any of that really real? And it amazes me how people will pick and choose what they will use to say I'm on your team. Like, people will have sex with no regard when that should be the most intimate level of sharing. Now, some people medicate on sex, but should that not be the last thing I allow you to have if we are truly going to be intimate? Should I not allow the levels of communication to reach a place where I feel safe, so that once we do decide to have marital affairs, that space is protected and safe? And that goes for males or females. Some people want things easy. The easier you get in a situation, sometimes the quicker or harder it is to get out of it. What are you committing to when you commit? Are you committing to a safe space to grow? Are you fertile ground in which love can grow? It is very important to allow you and your mate to be able to communicate in a safe space. Otherwise, what are we doing? If you can't apologize for what you know is not proper behavior, you're not creating a safe space. If you cannot own your shortcomings and faults, you're not creating a safe space. If you're steadily pointing the finger and using destructive criticism, you're not creating a safe space. If you are continually throwing up negative comments and making shots, or making attacking remarks, you're not creating a safe space. If you try to say you're joking with something that you know is sensitive to another, you're not creating a safe space. A safe space takes time to think about what you speak, Words released cannot be taken back. So think before you speak. I pray that relationships start or continue to create the safe space. I pray that you recognize what is safe.